Here is a little bit of goldenrod, and goldenrod's in the Asteraceae family. There are over 100 species worldwide, and the majority of these are native to North America. It's a perennial, and a lot of people think that they're allergic to goldenrod. Most likely they're not. Ragweed blooms at the same time and tends to be the culprit. Goldenrod is a vulnerary, which means it supports wound healing. It heals bodily tissues. So it's toning, it's a diuretic, it's anti-inflammatory, antimicrobial. It supports the upper respiratory system, and it also supports the urinary system. It can also offer relief from seasonal allergies, and it may also help with digestive support. And some of the ways that you could use goldenrod are a tea. You could make a tincture. You can dry it and make it into an oil and a salve, or you can infuse it in honey. And there's some big blue stem right there. But if you look, there's some goldenrod out over this field. There was some out by the building of where I am, and it was in landscaping, and it was huge. I took a little video of that as well. But the bees love it. Up by the building there were so many bees, so many different types of bees that were collecting pollen from the solidago. There's a little guy there. Here's some more. It's just peppered all through here. And this is the Monarda fistulosa that we looked at earlier in the year. It was in bloom last time we were out here. Now it's gone to seed, and it's everywhere. So beautiful. So we are making a goldenrod tincture, and I've actually had this in my refrigerator for a few days. I washed it and I put it in a plastic container and wrapped it in paper towel, and it was still a little damp, so it kept it pretty fresh, surprisingly. But we're making a tincture, and we are going to, guys, a little rough. Get a rough chop. Nothing too crazy. Just give it some extra surface area. Ooh, it's very fibrous. I think as I get down here, I think I'm going to strip the flowers and leaf off the bottom part where the stem actually gets thicker, because it is pretty fibrous. It smells delightful. I can't really explain the smell. It's almost kind of citrusy. It's nice though. Yeah, these thicker stems would be pretty tough. I did feel a little guilty when I harvested this. I didn't realize when I harvested it there were a lot of little ants on there, and I displaced them. I tried to keep them close to their home, but so once I get some of that stem out there, I'm going to give it a little chop. And we want to fill our container about 3/4 full, loosely packed. If it's a little fuller, that's okay. Oh, there's another hefty stem in there. And you don't want to give it a firm pack because you want the alcohol to be able to move around there. Oh gosh, it smells so good. And that was perfect. I don't know if you can see how full that is. For being in the refrigerator, it's still really beautiful. I just didn't have time right away to make the preparation, even though this is really quick and simple, as you can see. And then this is an 80 proof vodka. And I am just going to top this off. Fill it to the top. And I'm going to add a lid. And I'm going to give it a good shake every once in a while. And you definitely want to put a label on it. I don't have one handy. I'm going to put one on here shortly. But don't forget to do that because sometimes they don't look the same as when you did them. You might look at that and go, oh, I think that's Goldenrod. But in 8 weeks, it's not going to look exactly like that. And if you have a lot of tinctures that you're making, it can get confusing. So make sure you label and date. That's another important part so that you know when you can strain this. If with a tincture, if it goes longer, it's okay. But with something like an oil, you don't want to leave it sit for like a year. So this will sit for 8 weeks and then you'll strain it out and use it. And like I said, you'll want to use an 80 to 100 proof alcohol. This is vodka. I've used gin. I've used tequila, rum. I've used rum. A lot of people use brandy, but they say to make sure you use a good brandy if you're using brandy. I'm sure that you could use a bourbon or something like that too. I'm not a fan of bourbon, but just make sure it's 80 to 100 proof. So here's my label. I like to use masking tape, which I actually heard from another herbalist as a suggestion, but it comes off easy. And if you're not gifting it or selling it at market or in a store, no one's gonna know. It's easy to come off. You don't have all the sticky goo stuck all over the jar, your little dropper bottle. But I did note that it was a fresh goldenrod, and I like to do that because I like to know. And I noted that it was 80 proof vodka. The date, you could also, if you harvested this, you could also note where you harvested it from or purchased it if you purchased some dry or if you had a fresh source. But it's so pretty. I know I just ran out of my fresh lemon balm tincture, and I don't have any fresh lemon balm. And I'm kind of sad about it because I want to make another fresh lemon balm tincture. I have some dried that I made, but it's not the same. I mean, there's still benefits to it, but I really prefer the fresh as far as the lemon balm goes.